I'm sitting here making a swatch for my pattern that I don't know I'm going to do it for. I have a couple of ideas in mind, and I can't really make a big decision about how I want these patterns, which patterns I want to use. Right now, I'm trying to see if I like the fabric because I have this beautiful drops alpaca silk, brush alpaca silk. I have it in this brown. I know you can't see because of the lighting, and I have it in this blue. But my issue that I'm having right now is that I have so many great patterns that I want to knit. There's so many of them. And obviously, I don't have time to knit everything, but I need to knit and commit. I don't want to get too far engaged in a pattern because I'm waiting for my yarn from yarn.com to come. But I just realized that if my purple yarn hasn't come, then I shouldn't just sit and wait for it. I should just work on a pattern and like get into it, and then because I have plenty of time. So I guess I resolved that. But essentially what I'm doing right now, I just got my yarn from Biscotti Yarns. Absolutely love the yarn. Think it's fantastic. But I'm also a little let down. As I said in my previous video, I thought this yarn was going to be whiter than what it is, but it's more of a creamy white instead of like a stark white, where like it's like holding these up. And again, I don't know if you probably can't see the difference. So why am I holding it up for you? I hate when people do that. You're watching like, I can't see the difference. But the one that's coming apart, it's like a stark white. Whereas the Cascade, it's considered white, but it's not. It's more of a creamy color. And so I have the Ingrid sweater pattern that was gifted to me by a coworker. I really, for some reason, just want to like stop all the other potential flips that I'm doing because I have the Sienna pattern on deck to do, but I'm still waiting on a yarn for that, and I have no idea when that yarn's coming in. I have Sweater 19 that I started, and I love that knitting for Olive, and it was really like I was getting into the groove of knitting it, but I lost interest because it's a little like repetitive. It's like rinse, release, repeat. And so it's definitely one of those sweaters I'm probably going to knock out in a weekend, and I'm going to binge watch, which I already said, so why am I saying it again? However, this fabric that this brush silk alpaca makes with the, what is this? Shibu, Sima. Let's see if you can see that. It's probably backwards on camera. It looks backwards. I love this yarn. I love the lacy feel of it. Will I buy it again? No, because it was $20 per hank, but it came with a lot of yardage. Because I can also get thin yard thread type because it's about the thickness of the yarn thread. So why spend all that time and money on yarn that I can also get for a little bit less expensive at Michael's or Joann's, where I can spend more time making products instead of spending more money making something I'm not going to. And I guess that's something I've been thinking about a lot this year, is that I've really, last year, 2022, I found this love of knitting and I splurged on it. I bought all the fancy tools and all those different things, and I don't use a third of it. Luckily, I was able to donate to this fiber arts club at my job, but I donated so much where they don't need yarn. Like, that's how much yarn I purchased. And so instead of getting rid of all my yarn, my goal for this year is just to go through my stash and make as many projects as possible that either I can donate to either someone who's having a bad day and just like something pretty, or someone who's in need because they don't have warm clothing. So I think that's the reason why I'm like on this hat kick, where I'm trying to make as many hats as possible. Right now I have about 15 made, and I'm hoping to have 20 by the end of February. And I want to donate all 20 hats. I feel like 20 is a good number. I don't want to donate just one or two. I want to donate 20, and I'm going to reuse my tissue paper for that as well. So, oh my gosh, I wish that you could see this. This feels so pretty, and it's coming out really nice. So I think this is the one. I think I'm going to do this, but what pattern am I going to use this for? So that's what I'm going to sit and talk to myself, my knitting self. Do you all have that? Do you have that special knitting self who you talk to, um, who gives you the ins and outs and the advice about whether you should or should not move forward with the pattern? Because guess what? I do. And I can honestly tell you that I am loving this fabric that this is popping out. My only concern is that because the brushed silk alpaca, it's so fuzzy that if I use this in like a cable type yarn, that the the texture of the knitting pattern is going to get lost in this. But I can honestly say my stockinette stitches are really like well defined, so maybe it won't. Maybe I should give it a try. So that's what I'm going to work on for a little bit, and I'm hoping that I can successfully uh, cast on something tonight. I wanted to cast on my Oslo hat last night, but I was super tired when I came home from work. And after I got my children to bed, the only thing I wanted to do was read a little bit and go to sleep. But my hope tonight is that I can uh, engage in casting on something new and make a plan for my sweater 19, because I really should be working on that. That's what I'm telling myself. But this year, I really want it to be about the process. I don't want to pressure myself, because I've had too many nights where I've stayed up thinking about the projects and like, if it's working, is it not working? Like, it's almost like an inception, and it's not a healthy one. Oh, I'm being beckoned by my little one. Stay tuned for more details. I don't know if you can see it, but this little fabric is coming out so divine, and my nails look really cute with it as well. Happy knitting.